Hey, Xander Fryer with Shit You Don't Learn in College. And today we're going to talk about the Millionaire morning routine that's made me over $5 million in just the last couple of years alone. Now, we all know that a solid morning routine is really the foundation for any form of success. Success in your career, success in your business, success in your personal life. You know, having that solid foundation is really what it takes to help you get there. But so many of us know this, yet we still struggle to build a solid morning routine, either because we don't know what really works or we can't get it to stick for us. So I'm gonna go through exactly what my morning routine is, how I got there, and 3 things you can start to implement today to make sure that you're getting a morning routine that actually sticks. So before I dig into all of that fun jazz, there's 2 things that I need you to understand that you are never allowed to do when it comes to your morning routine. So the 2 most important never do's when it comes to a morning routine. Number 1 is never hit the snooze button. When you hit snooze, it's like breaking the first agreement that you make for the entire day. And the rest of your day, you will feel like you're unaccomplished and you will feel behind. Think about it. When you go to bed and you set your alarm for 5, 6, 7, 9, it doesn't matter what time you actually set your alarm. I don't care what all the gurus say. You don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning. The most important thing is that you do not hit snooze, because when you set that alarm, the next morning when you hit snooze, you're telling your mind, you're telling your subconscious, you're telling yourself, hey, I'm a liar. I said that I would wake up at 6 or 7 or 8 in the morning, and I'm not doing it. So when you then go tell yourself that I'm gonna go accomplish this great thing, I'm gonna go write a book, I'm gonna go start my business, I'm gonna do all this stuff, your brain goes, no, you're not. You can't even wake up for your damn alarm. Number 1, never hit snooze. And number 2, do not check your phone. Checking your phone first thing in the morning actually programs your brain to be distracted all day. I want you to think about it. When you check your phone, you're actually hitting that dopamine expression in your brain that's just like a drug. So if you do that first thing, you're literally establishing the habit for the rest of the day that you're gonna be distracted. You're gonna be a slave to notifications on your phone. So I do not check my phone for at least the first 30 minutes, normally the first hour of my day. And every successful person that I know has this same practice. So those are the first 2 never do's when it comes to setting up a solid morning routine. So now for my morning routine, and it starts like this. 3, 2, 1, go. I wake up at 4 a.m. every single morning to my sunrise alarm clock. And as soon as I see it starting to light up the room, I count in my head 3, 2, 1, go to get up out of bed. This comes from Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. If you have a desire or an innate intuition to act, you need to take that action within 5 seconds, otherwise your brain will kill it. So when your alarm goes off in the morning, count down from 3 and just get up and get out of bed. That's the first step. Once I get up and get out of bed, I reach for my water and I drink an entire bottle of water, because you're actually dehydrated first thing in the morning. Your brain will actually lower its functionality by up to 20% when you're dehydrated. So the first thing that you need to do is actually hydrate your body. After that, I actually read my morning routine off of the list on my whiteboard. You know why you do this? Because first thing in the morning, you're pretty dumb. So you wanna have it listed out so that you can actually walk through it. And on that list, it reads water, stretch, breathe, meditate and visualize, Aspen, and one thing. So the first thing that I do when I head downstairs is I actually stretch my body out to make sure that I'm getting the blood flowing and getting everything stretched out and mobile again. Right after that, I actually do 2 rounds of deep breath work. This is Wim Hof breath work so that I can get the oxygen flowing to my brain and my body and make sure that I'm starting off the day right. Now after I've got my body going, I sit down and I meditate and I visualize for at least 20 minutes. Once I finish meditating and visualizing, I take the dog for a walk, because I want to make sure that our dog is nice and tired before I wake up Maddie later. Now after I've taken Aspen for a walk, I do what's called my one thing. So I walk straight up into my office and I have a little post-it note on my desk, and on that post-it note reads the one thing that if that's the only thing that I accomplished this entire day, my day would be a success. And I spend the next 90 minutes to 2 hours just focusing on this one thing. That means by 7 a.m. I've accomplished all of this, and my day could actually be done if I wanted it. And all of that happens before most people actually wake up and start their days. Now, what makes this morning routine go off without a hitch every single morning? This is the kicker. It's something that I call my bookends. It's an evening routine. Morning routines are only as equally successful as their evening routine on the other side. So the equally important evening routine is what actually allows me to accomplish all these things. So when I'm winding down my day, the first thing that I do is I write down 5 things I'm grateful for and 5 things that I accomplished through that day and 1 thing I can improve upon. This forces me to put myself in a state of gratitude and appreciation, but also in a state of learning and growth. Right after that, I do a brain dump of all of my to-do list. I get it out on paper so that I can go through everything that I need to do over the next day, week, month, and I can make a decision on that 1 thing that I need to accomplish the next morning. I write it down on a Post-it note and I stick it on my desk. After that, I begin my winding down. Now this is really important because sleep is actually one of the most important things to recharge your battery. So I don't want to be doing anything strenuous or anything that's going to put a lot of tension on my brain during that last 45 minutes to an hour before I go to bed. So normally I'll do something like take a sauna, jump in the cold plunge, do some deep breath work, have a nice cool down session with Maddie, just hanging out, whatever it takes to really start to wind down. And the last thing that I'll do is I'll jump into a little bit of light reading before going to bed. Again, what's going on in your brain while you sleep is a reflection of what happened in those last 45 minutes right before you go to bed. So if you spend the last 45 minutes watching zombie episodes or watching a scary movie, what do you think you're gonna be dreaming about all night? Make sure that you're reading something that's engaging, but also positive and gonna push you in the right direction and not be too tenuous on your, and not be too strenuous on your brain so that you can get a good night's sleep. And then I'll read until my eyes shut and I begin it all again. 3, 2, 1, go. So now that you know my morning routine, I want to give you 3 tips to get started and nail down yours. The first one is start small. You don't have to start with a massive morning and evening routine like mine. Start with 1 or 2 things, that's all it takes, and make sure you stick with it for 14 days. 14 days is just enough to really get a feel for it and figure out whether or not it's working, and you can make a decision whether or not you want to keep something or you want to get rid of it. After those 14 days, you can add in another thing and you can start to do what's called habit stacking. So for example, if you start off with just waking up to your alarm, that's good enough. And 14 days of making sure that you wake up to your alarm, you can start to wake up to your alarm and then do 5 minutes of breath work. Or you could wake up to your alarm and do 5 minutes of meditation right after you wake up. So once you establish a groundwork of 1 thing for at least 2 weeks, you can start to slowly add in more and more. But what's crucial here is remember that when you add in something new, you're gonna wanna be conscious of if you might wanna take something out. I've met a lot of people that have morning routines that are, 14 items long, and then they start to accomplish nothing during the day because their morning routine actually takes them through noon, right? So make sure that you're actually making it efficient. The second thing that you need to understand is you need to make your morning routine stupid-proof, right? When we first wake up in the morning, let's be honest, we're not the smartest people and we don't make the best decisions. This is why an evening routine is so incredibly important. I use lists or visual aids to make sure that I know exactly what I need to be doing in the morning. I write on my Post-it note my 1 thing and I put it on my desk. I make sure that when I wake up first thing in the morning, even if I am dumb as an ox, I can still get it done. You have to make your morning routine stupid-proof. So write down lists, put Post-it notes. If you're gonna go to the gym, get your gym clothes packed and ready, out and ready before the next morning and actually put it in front of your bed so the first thing that you have to do when you get out of bed is get dressed in your gym clothes. Make your morning routine stupid-proof. And the last tip that I have for you to get started with your morning routine is do less, but make everything that you do non-negotiable. That's right, 100% is actually easier than 99%. As soon as we offer ourselves the excuse of not doing it, as soon as we say, oh, it's okay if I hit snooze this one time, or oh, it's okay if I don't do my gratitude or visualization this one time, as soon as we open up that possibility, we'll start to do it less than 99%. It'll go to 90, it'll go to 80, 50, and then before you know it, you're not even doing it. So make sure that you're fully committed, even if it's only to 1, 2, or 3 things, because you're gonna travel, you're gonna have a tough day, you're gonna have something go on, and you're gonna want to not do this morning routine. But in order to keep the habit, you need to do it every day. That includes weekends. So make it non-negotiable. So that's what it takes to build a millionaire morning routine. And you can get started today because remember, it doesn't have to be this extravagant thing. Get started with the first 15 minutes of your day because we can't always control everything that goes on in our day, but we can control the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes. So make sure you get started. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, go ahead and click the like button below to let me know. And if you have any subjects that you want me to cover specifically, comment them below as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can make sure that you never miss any great videos.